Hi, everyone. I'm Stacy. I am a Pillai Center teacher, and I wanted to share some reflections on the talk that Dr. Pillai gave on Monday night about the new Freedom Course. The last line of his talk, he said, this whole course is about knowing yourself. The more you know yourself, the sky's the limit. And so this new teaching is about how we go deeper inward to find our freedom. And as he said that line, I thought, oh, it's actually both about freedom from ourselves and freedom as ourselves. What do I mean by that? So freedom from the inner critic, the monkey mind that jumps around, the anxiety, fear, doubt, limitation, all those aspects of ourselves that keep us from living the greatest purpose and the highest design, the best life that we can, that keep us small. And we step into that larger life when we find freedom as ourselves, as we start to recognize the deeper and higher intelligence that resides within, and that we are, in fact, truly intuitive, connected, interconnected, and divine beings that have much greater potential than perhaps we're living today. So I don't know if you've had the opportunity to work with leaders that carry this kind of wisdom within them, but I'm a multi-time founder, entrepreneur. I've been working at the intersection of clean energy, finance, technology for many decades, and had the opportunity to both build and advise great ventures. And the best leaders that I've had a chance to work with are ones that don't just have an amazing intellect, which of course they do, but who have a deeper level of wisdom, who are tapping into intuition and creativity and imagination and deeper sense of what's around the next corner. And all of that comes from a higher intelligence. And so that's what Dr. Pillai was speaking about on Monday night, higher intelligence. And that even great thinkers like Einstein and Steve Jobs, and he mentioned Mark Zuckerberg, that clearly rely on great intellect to advance their fields, pointed to intuition and deeper states of knowing as the key, as the special, unique aspect that allowed them to achieve and succeed at the levels they did. Even Einstein said, imagination is everything. And he was pointing to this aspect of ourselves, the ego, the I consciousness, our sense of separation, that we're a separate self navigating the world, as a mind intelligence that is important in a way to navigate this 3D reality, but not the highest possibility for humans and our well-being and our purpose on this planet. So how do we access those states of higher intelligence? We need to move beyond the scattered mind, the 30 to 50 thoughts a minute that the mind generates, the jumping from past to future, to past to future, rather than being in the present. And in fact, as we become more aware and more still in the present moment, we become aware of these deeper states of knowing. So he mentioned yoga and the definition from Patanjali, yoga chitta vritti nirodha, which means yoga is the stopping or the cessation of fluctuation of the mind. So yoga is stopping the mind. And when we stop the mind, when we become still, when we relax the jumping, the continuous movement of thought, then we can deepen into the state of stillness where all information, all wisdom, all knowing is accessible, this higher intelligence. And he gave us some methods for how to do that. There are many, but what he spoke about on Monday night was to quiet the frontal lobe, which is where all of our executive function and all of these, the intellect and the movement of thought occur just naturally, that we can move our attention to the pineal gland, pituitary, which is between the two eyebrows, and the pineal, which is directly back in the midbrain. From that spot, you can also drop into the heart if that's easier, or into the body. But he gave us this tool to tap into, or to drop our awareness back into the pineal gland, and to use a sacred sound, a mantra or vibration that helps to align our whole being with this sound vibration. And the sound was Suma Iru, Suma Iru, Suma Iru, Suma Iru. And it means to be still. Be still. Be still. Relax. 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 Let the mind be still. Suma Iru. Suma Iru. Suma Iru. Be still. Be still. Be still. Relax the mind, relax thought, relax into a deeper, more still, more subtle aspect of yourself, which holds the higher intelligence, which knows beyond the mind, which is arising from your true essence, your deeper true nature. Rest in that place, be still, and see what wisdom arises. Right? This is just a first little introduction to the types of teachings and practices that will be coming in the Freedom Course, to allow us to both still leverage the intellect and, of course, all of our rational and linear thought processes when they're called for, but to sort of open up our view, to open up the intelligence that we're experiencing. I don't know if any of you actually practice physical yoga asana, but if you've heard the phrase drishti, which is when we relax our gaze. So often when we're focused, we're sort of like one pointed on, and we have a point of attention, and in our gaze we zero in or focus on something. Drishti means to sort of widen the view and keep the gaze soft, right? So soften the view, hold all of that in one frame, and then when we need to, we can narrow and focus our attention. That wider frame is what arises when we are still, when we are, be still, Suma Iru, where we can hold the fullness of who we are, the beauty and magnificence of our true essence, and yoke the mind, yoga, experience yoga, and that higher intelligence that is within all of us. So I invite you to utilize that sound for the next few days until Dr. Pillai's next talk on Sunday. See what you experience. And perhaps you'll have the direct experience of a little bit greater freedom, even just with this first technique. So I'll leave you again with a call for stillness. Suma Iru, Suma Iru, Suma Iru. Be still, be still, be still. Relax the mind and drop into the beautiful, magnificent, awe-inspiring, powerful essence that is you. Hold that greater field of awareness as you go out into the world, and may you achieve the greatest success, similar to Einstein or Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, or the unique destiny that is yours to unfold. I hope to see you in the Freedom Course. All my love.